G'day everyone, welcome back to Harbour Shed. As you can see, we're back on the boat. So we've got a few jobs we've got to take care of, and all in an effort to make it usable and more or less watertight. So first one, I went and I rebuilt the carburetor. So I'll show you that. I filmed it, so it'll come in later. We're going to refit that. We're going to do some work in the bilge. I'm going to fit a bigger solar panel, and then one of the main holes on the outside top deck, I'm going to make some patches, and we're going to put a patch over that just to keep the water out. So anyway, stick around and enjoy the show. Alright, so we're back on the boat like I said, and just before we get into the work, and there's a fair bit to be done, I just want to say a massive thank you to anybody who's subscribed, liked, left a comment, or just watched the videos. The last video is probably one of my best ones I've done as far as performance goes, so massive thank you for all the support and all the kind words. I would just ask that if you like what you see or you want to help support, then the best way to do it at the moment is just hit the subscribe button, notifications, and leave a comment and a like. It helps the YouTube channel out a lot, and hopefully I can sort of get this pushing, and it would be really nice to get it to a point where I could put a bit of money back into the boat, because as a few of you have mentioned, it's going to need it. So anyway, that's enough of that. Like I said, subscribe, like, comment. It is the best way to help the project, myself, and the channel out. So let's get some work done. Alright, so this is the carburetor off the boat, obviously, and got a rebuild kit. So it was leaking slightly. It was coming out of the main fill, or the main fuel in, but the biggest issue it had was you go to accelerate and at a flat spot, and that was because the accelerator pump is completely shot. So it's not going to hurt to go through it anyway, and we'll see how we go. I also couldn't really get the engine to rev much over 3,000 RPM, so I'm going to have to pardon me, double check the timing, but also it could be a case of fuel's not getting to it. So I'm not really going to do how to rebuild a carburetor, because essentially I'm not up enough on it to try and do a tutorial. But what I will do is I'll put a time lapse and you can see me pulling it apart, and then we'll go through some bits and pieces if I find anything wrong, give the whole thing a really good clean up and put it back together. So I'll set the time lapse up and you can watch me get confused. Okay, all apart. They come apart pretty good, really. Not much point going any further. There's no point taking the choke butterfly out. I do know that the electric choke works, so it can all just sort of stay there. That's really not that big of a deal. Yeah. Alright, so it looks like a little bit of a mess, but we're all cleaned up. Brand new needle and seat, which is good. I've reinstalled the seat. I put the new seal on the accelerator pump, and then just click that back in there. They're pretty good actually. This kit come with installation tool, so that was pretty cool. You pop that over the end and use that to flare the seal so you don't bust your little tabs off it. There we have it. Quick little job done. So next thing we'll do is just go out, fit up to the boat, get it running, get the idle speed sorted, take the boat for a run and see if it runs any better. We'll take a few cranks to build fuel pressure. If I get the key. Should have got the key first. Should have got the key in properly first. There we go. Righto. Alright, so another job we're going to do, as you can see all the floors are up, is there's a bit of water down in the bilge. We've had a lot of rain here and I think it just comes in and runs down the sides and comes in. But something I'm not happy with is I've noticed, sit on the chair, that the bilge pump, which is sort of out of its holder, is not in the lowest part of the boat. This bit of the boat here, move a little bit more forward, basically right where the end of that timber stops, that's the lowest part of the boat. And there's, I don't know, probably 2.5 inches worth of water in there, as opposed to further back, which is only probably about an inch. So I'm going to extend the wires and move that bilge pump. There you go. New location. Just got to tidy up a bit of wiring and then we'll be all good. That's a bit better. So. Alright, so bilge is dry. I did suck the last bit out with the vacuum, but when we started you could see the water level was sort of probably up about there and it stopped pumping sort of right down there. So there's a good, I don't know, probably 1.5 inches or more, so the water level can get just above this bit of beam. Well, that's where it'll stop sucking anyway, so it sort of cuts in. I think it'll cut in probably about there, which is better because the water, like I said, was right up there before with it in a different spot. So there we go, that's me. I'm going to put the floors back down, open some hatches because she's a bit stuffy, and we'll move on to something else. This is what we're working on next. That hole in the side, I need to patch it so the water doesn't come in. That leads straight inside, and I will say this is 100% a temporary patch, so don't anybody blow up and think that that's the way it's going to stay. I just need to keep the water out until I can get a good enough run of weather to fix it properly. Hopefully the wind's not too bad for you. So that's what we come up with. I'll splash some paint on that once the elastic dries. And once again, reiterate, that is not the fix. That's a patch. So if you see it in 6 months' time, by all means, give me a footing. But if it's there in a week's time, just ease up. So we'll paint it, protect the timber, and that'll stop the water getting in. Alright, next job is a pissy little solar panel up on the roof. So that little cracker ain't cutting mustard. So I've got a 250 watter, which will go up there. I've made some brackets and everything to put it down, so I'll get rid of that one, put that one there, and then at least we know the second batteries are going to have plenty of juice. Looks a lot neater down in here. So we've got pressure washed carpet. I don't want to walk on it because it's so tidy. Not much has happened in here, but something from the last video is all of this has been scrubbed. No more mould, so I don't think I've showed that yet. Patch on the outside, so once the camera catches up, that's where the patch is. Once the camera catches, there we go. So yeah, pretty ordinary. Timber needs replaced, no two ways about it. Like I said, it's a patch, not a fix. So yeah, there we go. Solar panels done, carburetor's installed, engine runs sweet. We didn't actually get to take it out, but that's where we are. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Really appreciate it. As I said, I'm yeah, really grateful for all the new subs and people who have come on board and watched and comments. Yeah, very happy and very appreciative. So if you want to support the channel, support the boat. Best way to do it, subscribe, like, comment and share. Do all those things for me. I greatly appreciate it. Doesn't cost you a cent and helps me out. So thanks very much. We'll catch you on the next one. I think next time we'll actually take it out for a run.